Hey guys, Candice from Social Paragon. Today I want to share with you guys 7 tips for filming B-roll with your phone. B-roll is an important part of any video that is documenting something. It is one of the main ways in video that you can emphasize whatever it is you're talking about. B-roll can also add context to your story and create a more vivid image of what is happening. Now that I've hyped it up, some of you may be asking yourselves, what is B-roll? The short answer is that B-roll is the footage you use to show, not tell. When we film something with interviews or voiceovers, we use those voices to tell the story. This used to be called A-roll because it was what was telling the story. So if you think about your interviews as your A-roll and then everything else you film is B-roll. B-roll can help give us a better picture of what is being said. Take this video for example. We interviewed Dave Varga before filming any of the other footage so we could know what we should be filming for B-roll. He tells us a little bit about the Jeep he is rebuilding. I'm not a big car person myself, so it was good that he showed us what he was talking about. That way he could show what he was talking about as he was talking about it. Now the viewer has a better idea of what he is talking about. Dave is a cool guy, but adding these details to the video makes it more compelling. B-roll is used in just about any video that contains an interview. Things like documentaries, news segments, and company videos all use B-roll to enhance the entertainment and clarity in the video. Now that you know how important B-roll is, let's jump into my 7 steps for filming B-roll with your phone. I've come outside to have some more interesting things to shoot. I have Adam here, our video editor. He's gonna start us off.
Tip number 1 is to know what the voiceover will be saying. This is so important. It will save you a lot of time and it will help you make the best possible video. If I was to come out here and interview Candice and she was to tell me all about how this tree was grown, I would want to focus on that in the video. Obviously, we're in a beautiful backyard, so filming the grass and the flowers would be a good idea for when we're talking about the location. But when she is talking about the trees, we would want to get shots of the trees. And that is why we always try to shoot the interview first so we know what we need to be emphasizing with the B-roll.
Tip number 2, follow a process in your video. A lot of the things you'll be filming are a process. This could be the process of baking a cake, or like in this video, the process the customer goes through when they are getting new countertops for their kitchen. This may seem obvious, but as you are filming some B-roll, think about the steps it takes to accomplish the task you are filming. The more details of the process we have, the more options we will have when editing, and the more specific the video will feel. In the end, every video is trying to tell a story, and the B-roll is a way of emphasizing each point in the story. Following a process will help you be efficient with your filming and will help you tell the story. Tip number 3, film action. One of the things that makes a video special is that you can capture things as they are happening. Other forms of media can only capture one frame, so they have to create the movement through their framing. But in a video, we can create movement through actual movement. That is not to say that framing is not important, but filming something happening instead of something that is not really happening adds a lot to your video. If someone is talking about saving the trees, it would be much more interesting to see them interacting with the trees than just looking at the tree itself. Tip number 4, use the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is probably the most well-known rule of photography and cinematography. You break down the image you are filming into 9 equal sections, using 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines to create this 3x3 grid. Pick a subject you want to emphasize in your shot and place it in one of the vertices. For people, unless you want to give the feeling of loneliness, I would focus on placing their face and, if possible, their eyes on one of the upper vertices. The rule of thirds has a lot of different uses, and it is not by any means the way every shot should be framed, but it provides a good starting point for now. Tip number 5 is to get at least a wide shot and a tight shot of everything you film. The wide shot provides context while the tight shot provides details. Editing is easier because we can introduce the subject in the space that it exists in, and then jump into the details of that thing. Or we can start close, adding some tension, and then jump out to reveal where it takes place. Maybe we won't even use both shots, but it is always good to have the option, and it is an easy way to improve your videos. Tip number 6, film some moving B-roll and some still B-roll. Still shots are often easier to edit with. We do not have to worry about the movement being jarring, and it is very easy for the viewer to figure out what is happening. That being said, moving shots often add another element of interest and are more fun to shoot. The trick to the best movements is either revealing something or emphasizing something with your movement. As I am out here, I want to reveal some of the garden boxes. I can dolly to the right and reveal more garden boxes as I move. If I know the voiceover talks about the new soil in the boxes, I can start wider and move into the soil, emphasizing that point. Moving shots should be planned, but getting a few of them can add to the quality of the video. My last tip is tip number 7. It's pretty simple, but very important. Always, always, always film usable footage for at least 10 seconds. This will give the editor room to use the clip. Sometimes we need it to last longer. Sometimes it'll be really quick, but having 10 seconds of usable footage is so important. When I say usable footage, I want you to remember that when you press start and stop, you will most likely be shaking the camera. If you are doing a moving shot, the beginning and the end of your move are often not usable either, unless you wanted to end in a static shot, in which if you did, film that static shot for at least 10 seconds. This will make your footage much easier to manipulate in editing and make sure you're not wasting valuable space on your phone. So these have been some very quick tips to help you on your way to shooting effective B-roll. These tips could be used at an event, for an announcement video, for a company video, for a training video, or just about anything else you can think of that uses a voiceover or an interview to drive the video. For more tips, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. See you next time.